Hi, I'm Bryn Elliott, licensed associate broker with Prudential Elliman Real Estate, and I service Long Island, New York. I'm going to outline the steps that a buyer can expect in a real estate transaction in Long Island, New York. Please keep in mind that real estate transactions are handled differently throughout the country. For example, we use attorneys here, while much of the country does not. Also, a bank-owned home, short sale, or all-cash transaction will be different. However, no matter what type of deal it is, most of the major steps will be similar or the same. By the way, a bank-owned home is also referred to as a foreclosure or an REO. In this outline, I'm assuming that you are buying a home that is not a distressed sale, such as a short sale or bank-owned home, and that you're getting a mortgage. The first step is to interview and select a realtor. You may want to hire a realtor as your buyer's agent. Tell the agent what you are looking for and keep them updated on what your likes and dislikes are throughout your home search. You may just want to click around on the internet at first, but after seeing a few homes in person, you may change your mind about what's important to you. Be sure to let your agent know so that they know what to look for. The next step is to speak with and become pre-approved by a loan officer or mortgage planner. This should be done as early on as possible. It will help you know what price range you could truly afford so that you don't waste your time or fall in love with a home that is too much money or the taxes are too high. Also, you may be planning on moving in, say, 5 or 6 months, and then you stumble across a steal. It happens. Now you want to put an offer in right away, but by the time you get a pre-approval, it's been a couple of days, and now another buyer has an accepted offer. So again, it's important to get a written pre-approval as soon as you can. Also, early in the process, you want to make sure that you have enough money clear in the bank to write your down payment check. Some people have to transfer funds from, say, an investment account, which can take time and affect the real estate transaction. If you are buying a home with a small amount down, you should probably have the entire amount clear. On the other hand, if you're putting a substantial amount of money down, you only need enough clear to cover what you're putting down on contract, and you can bring the rest to closing. Usually between 3 and 5% of the sale price is sufficient to go to contract. As you search for homes, it's also a good idea to decide which attorney and home inspector you plan on using. This will help when you make your offer. It will show that you are serious and prepared. Also, making such decisions last minute can add stress to a real estate transaction. When you find a home that you are interested in, make an offer. Tell your agent that you would like to make an offer, and he or she will fill out and ask you to sign a sales agreement, otherwise known as a binder form. Once your offer is accepted, be sure to get your home inspector into the home as soon as possible. Getting a home inspection done within 1 to 3 days of an accepted offer is normal. By moving along when the ball is in your court, you will help ensure a smooth transaction, which will be to everyone's mutual benefit, especially yours. You are showing the seller that you are keeping up your end of the bargain. The home inspector will check the roof, siding, windows, foundation, and systems including electrical, plumbing, and heating, among other things. Many home inspectors also include a wood-destroying insect report, sometimes referred to as a termite report. For most transactions, the roof and plumbing should be free of leaks, the electrical and heating systems should be in working order, and if there are any wood-destroying insects, such as termites or carpenter ants, you can expect the seller to treat for them. However, this is not always the case, such as in an as-is transaction, for example, when buying a bank-owned home. Keep in mind that no home is perfect, not even new construction, which is even more of a reason to do a home inspection, so that you know what you're getting into. After the home inspection is complete, in most cases you will decide to move forward. When you tell your real estate agent that you want to move forward, the agent will then inform the other parties in the transaction, your attorney, the seller's agent, and the seller's attorney. At this point, the seller's attorney will draft contracts and send them over to your attorney. Your attorney will then review the contracts. If your attorney doesn't feel that you should agree to all of the terms in the contract, then he or she will usually contact the seller's attorney and work the differences out. Your attorney may contact you at this point to see how you would like to proceed if they need to talk to you about any of the terms. Most real estate contracts are fairly standard, so usually this is finalized quickly. Once both attorneys and their clients agree, then you will go in and sign contracts. At this point, you will also give your attorney your down payment check, and your attorney will send the contracts that you signed along with your down payment check back to the seller's attorney. Then the seller will set an appointment and go in and sign contracts. The seller's attorney will mail a couple copies of the contract back to your attorney. Once your attorney receives the fully executed contract, which has been signed by you and the seller, then you are in full contract. While you are under contract, your attorney will pull title. This is a report on the property that includes a copy of the current deed, shows any liens that are on the property, and includes other documents and information on the property. You want to make sure that you get your loan officer all of the documents that he or she requests as quickly as you can. The loan officer has a lot of work to do. Your loan officer will order an appraisal and will submit all of your paperwork to an underwriter. The underwriter will review the file, and once satisfied, he or she will issue a commitment, usually with conditions. Before you put your offer in, you were pre-approved. This is your full loan approval. It's the bank's promise to lend you money subject to certain conditions, such as your obtaining homeowners insurance. Assuming there are conditions, your loan officer will ask you for some additional paperwork to meet the conditions in your commitment. Again, you want to get this paperwork in as quickly as you can. You can shop for homeowners insurance ahead of time, but if you haven't, you should definitely do so now. Once the underwriter is satisfied that the conditions are met, they will issue what's called a clear to close. The attorneys will then schedule the closing. Once you know when the closing is scheduled, you will schedule a walkthrough with your agent. This is a final walkthrough of the property just to check that everything is in the same condition it was in when you initially put in the offer. Also, be sure to call the utility companies to have the utilities, which would be electric, water, and possibly gas, switched into your name. Make sure that they are being switched into your name the same day that the seller is having them shut off, so that you don't go to move into a home with no water or electric. You will probably have to bring a certified check or a bank check to the closing. Your attorney will tell you how much to bring. Unfortunately, your attorney won't have all of the numbers in advance, so don't get stressed out because you aren't getting the numbers until the last minute. Just plan on going to the bank an hour or two before the closing. Also, bring your driver's license to the closing. After the closing, congratulations, you're a homeowner. Now, please don't worry about memorizing all of these steps. That's what you have a realtor, a loan officer, and an attorney for. The point of this video is just to give you an overview of a typical real estate transaction so that there aren't any surprises. There are many variables in a real estate transaction, so don't be nervous if everything doesn't go in the exact order that I just said. I know that you're educated and doing your research because you've watched my video, so as long as everything makes sense and you're in good hands with competent professionals, you'll be just fine. If you are thinking about buying a home but aren't quite ready, please contact me anyway. The sooner the better. Just let me know how far off of buying you are. If you're months and months away from buying, I don't want to bother you too much, but I'd be happy to share some good information and resources with you. On the other hand, if you're just about ready to move, I would like to be more on top of things so that you don't miss out on a great property that really works for you. Thank you for viewing my video, and please feel free to contact me anytime.